Hello and good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar session brought to you by Shiksha.com and Dublin Business School, Ireland. Student, this is an informative session about the programs that are being offered by Dublin Business School to international students. And to take this further, I would like to introduce our presenter from the business school. So we have Mr. Maureddy Kohli. He is the student recruitment administrator and student and agent recruit from the student and agent recruitment team. So I would like to welcome Mr. Maureddy for joining us today. Student, for all of you, there's an important note. If you have questions, I will request you to please post your questions in the question section. We will take all the questions at the end of the session. And if you wish to ask questions directly to Maureddy, I would request you to please click on the raise hand tab. I will unmute you and you can ask your questions directly. I would now request Maureddy to please start with the session. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Lakshmi, for the introduction. Hi, everyone. I am Maureddy from DBS, Dublin Business School, Ireland. I am from the student and agent recruitment team. So, as Lakshmi said, first let me, let you know about what DBS has to offer, and after that I can take questions. So the presentation would be basically divided into like three parts. One is like I'll let you know what exactly is about DBS, Dublin Business School, and what Ireland has to offer in specific, and the courses we have, the fees, and the career services which we have, etc. Okay, so I'll just start. So DBS history, if you look at, we are established in 1975, and we have been in this area for almost 45-46 years. We have been acquired by Kaplan in 2003. Kaplan is one of the largest education service provider currently in the world, and so we are subsidiary of Kaplan. So to talk about Dublin Business School, we are the largest independent institution in Ireland. We offer programs in business, English, undergraduate, postgraduate, executive, professional programs in business, IT, arts, psychology, film, and law. So any stream you take, we offer. Don't go by the name business school. We also offer IT related programs as well. As I said, we are part of Kaplan. Kaplan is obviously a well-known education service provider and currently world leader. So why a student has to come to Dublin to study, and Ireland for that matter? That is because we have very friendly people in Ireland. It is safe and peaceful and green. A simple visa process. The good number of graduate work opportunities. That is one of the most critical point, I would rather say. Because currently, if you look at any other study abroad options, most of them actually are closed due to COVID, and whoever are open, it is very difficult to find a job after your course completion. But whereas in Ireland, considering the population of the country, it is only a 6 million populated country. And you have only if you take in Dublin alone, there are 1,000+ MNCs operating out of it. So overall, if you look at, there is a huge mismatch in terms of infrastructure versus the human resources available there. So that will actually create an interest for the international students. So that is the reason you see more number of people, more number of students are willing to come to Ireland for study and establish their career in Ireland. So that is the reason I say graduate work opportunity is one of the key point while deciding. And English speaking country, yes, so that is also one of the very important factors. See, if you look at Europe, most of the countries would require you to learn their local language. Otherwise, it is difficult to find a part-time job probably. Work there to find a full-time job. So all these are taken away because this is an English-speaking country, and people are friendly. There is no need to learn a second language there. You can right away start working from day one if you are able to find a job there. So all these things will make Ireland as a very good destination for your education. So if you just want me to talk about Dublin, Dublin is a cosmopolitan, safe and friendly again. Part-time work opportunities, yes, while studying there, you can work for 20 hours during your study period, 40 hours during your holiday per week. Okay, and minimum wage there is around 10.5 euros. So there are good number of part-time work opportunities, Dublin, and all major embassies within easy reach of the college, easy access to European cities. Obviously, since Ireland is part of European Union, you will have good access to European cities and always in top 10 most popular study destinations. Ireland, yeah, as I said, like, currently considering the current situation, it can be moved up to top 5 study destinations as well. So Ireland is considered to be Europe's tech hub. So you have a lot of companies, a lot of organizations, their European headquarters. That's the reason I said like 1,000 plus companies alone operating out of Dublin. So why Dublin Business School? Because so these are the few parameters. The next slide would cover other parameters as well. So we have around 9,500 plus students in the campus, around 1,000 plus 100 plus accredited programs, 80 plus nationalities in the campus, 75 plus university-wide worldwide partnerships. So all this makes the more interesting why a student has to study at Dublin, DBS. So coming on to very important slide, friends. So DBS is a very it is in a very sweet spot in Ireland because it is both in terms of your career focused learning, at the same time the cost effectiveness and learning, both are managed here. So that's the reason we offer a career focused education. All our modules, courses, syllabus are designed in such a way that it is for your use once you are passing out of this course. Basically, you can call it as a job ready course. Okay, so that is the reason we have guest faculties coming in from organizations with the help of their experience. We generally design our course curriculum, and that actually helps in presenting a good level of learning and not a theoretical part of it. The quality of teaching, yes, 45, 46 years of existence. So obviously the quality of teaching, the experienced faculty, the international faculty is all available there. Student-centered emphasis on teaching, a wide range of programs in business, IT, law, as I said earlier, connected with industry, value for money with affordability. So this is one of the very important point, students, because whenever you are investing so much of money in your education, higher education, so obviously you should have what I'll get out of it. So okay, at this point of time, the fees makes a huge difference. Okay, so I'll come to fee slide, and then you'll understand like whether it is actually affordable or not. City center location, yes, city center location is one of the key parameter again, because as I said earlier, part-time opportunities are very critical to your survival in Ireland. If you do not have a part-time opportunity, obviously you will not be able to cover your accommodation expenses. Okay, that would be a burden back in India on your parents or sponsors. So most of the times, generally good 4 to 6 weeks in Dublin, you should be able to find a job which will eventually cover your accommodation expenses around 70 to 80% of it. So typically you will have expenses of around 10,000 to 12,000 euros of estimated expenses in Ireland for 1 year. So by working 20 hours per week, some students work for 15 hours, some students work for 10 hours, depending on their course burden, course schedule, etc., assignments, etc. Generally, 70-80% of their accommodation expenses, living expenses are covered by working part-time. So decades of experience assisting international learners with language and academic support. Yeah, as I said, 46 years old. Accreditation by professional bodies. That is also one of the very key thing. Okay. So now let me take you what programs we have to offer. We have postgraduate programs at DBS. We have programs in MBA with 7 specializations. General, HRM, marketing, finance are regular specializations. Apart from that, you have information systems, project management, and cloud computing. 3 different specializations probably you'll not find elsewhere. So basically, this is aimed at students with a good amount of experience in these areas, so that they want to move the higher up the ladder. So this actually helps students to find a job at middle level or so. Finance related programs, we have MSc International Accounting Finance, MSc FinTech, and MSc Financial Analytics. If you are looking at the IT related programs, then we have MSc in Cybersecurity, MSc in Artificial Intelligence, MSc in Data Analytics, Business Analytics. So all these programs are available with the DBS. If you are looking at social science related programs, then we have MSc in Applied Psychology, MA in Addiction Studies. And if you are looking at another management program, then we have MSc in Management Practice. So all these programs are 1 year postgraduate programs, which will give you 2 years of stay back option. So coming on to undergraduate programs, we have programs in HRM, accounting and finance, digital media, computing, law, film, event management, psychology, social science, business. So all these programs, either programs of 3 years or 4 years. Generally, your computing programs are 4 year programs. Rest of all programs are BA honors programs, which are 3 year programs. So tuition fee, if you look at for a 3 year undergraduate program, every year it would cost you 9,850 euros with a scholarship option of 500 euros. For a 1 year full-time postgraduate program, if you look at the program cost would be 12,500 euros or 13,500 euros. Generally, data analytics, business analytics, IT related programs would cost you 13,500 euros with the option of 1,000 euros of scholarship. So at DBS, we have intakes in January, April, and September as well. Most of the programs run in January and September. April, we have limited number of programs running, but all the popular programs run. So currently, we are open for January 22 intake and April 22 intake. We are accepting applications. For September 22 intake, you have to wait till October to start applying for. As I said earlier, recognition and accreditation. So these are the areas where we are recognized by, like, all our awards are given by QQI. The law programs or law society, finance related programs are accredited by ACCA, MBA by SIMA, etc. And we have won several awards over the years. We have been consistently ranked high among all the institutions in Ireland, and we have been in, like, best of the best category in the Irish awards, Ireland government's awards. These are the partners and agents where we work with. So that is the reason we have students from 80 plus countries. So that will actually give you a mix of both parts of all the parts of the world, where you'll have to share their culture, your exchange cultures, etc. So one of the very critical aspects, and most of the students, whenever I interact with them, ask about this question, like, no, okay, the course is given, course is very good, the structure, the modules are good, but how about after the course? Like, what will I do after the course? So generally, after completing a 1 year postgraduate program, you would be eligible for a 2 years of stay back option. So your primary responsibility in those 2 years is to find employment in the critically skilled area. So what actually we do at DBS is we have a careers officers team. We help students in all aspects. We help right from CV building, one-on-one counseling sessions, conducting workshops as well. Workshops prior to course start, so that students will have very good idea about what kind of skills the organizations are looking at currently. And at the end of the year, we conduct 2 career fairs, and we have around 50 plus companies recruiting from us. The companies, like, the companies which have shown, Amazon, IBM, Microsoft, all these guys recruit, and 95-96% of our students generally find employment within 3 to 6 months of course completion. So all this will add on to the DBS portfolio, DBS brand value. And if you're looking at a bachelor's program, then you will have 1 year of stay back options. And after bachelor's, if you want to pursue a master program, then again you are eligible for a 2 years of stay back option. So we also, apart from student services, career services, we also have student services. What the student services team does is like they do A to Z in the campus. Like, generally students are homesick when they're out of their home country. First few weeks will be very tough to pass on. So then the peer support, the social and personal awareness is given by our student services team. Apart from that, they'll help you find a part-time job, find accommodation. In fact, any other support like open a bank account, anything else, anything on the under the roof would be helped by our student services team. So it is not only about education and employment in DBS. There is also entertainment. So we also have around 60 plus clubs and societies. Okay, whatever is your area of interest, you can enroll in one of those clubs and participate in their events. Like, they conduct very regular hiking trips. The ball nights, the games, sports, etc. Everything is conducted. So if you are looking at sports, yes, BBS is the champion in many of the games. We are champions in soccer in 2017, 18, 19, basketball champions in 2018, cricket intervarsity champions, especially for the students from India. This interests them. We are intervarsity champions in 2019. So yeah, we have some of the photographs from our graduation days. So we also have accommodation options. There is no on-campus accommodation as such, but we have student residencies and host families. Host families are currently not available due to COVID. However, we have student residencies options, so you can choose from one of them, one of the options. So that brings me to the end of the presentation. Yeah, so I think we should be ready for the question answer session. So these are our contact details. If you have any other queries and questions, you can write to us on those email IDs, or you can visit us on any of the social media platform like Instagram, Twitter, etc. Or you can visit our website dbs.ie for further information on our courses, employment statistics, opportunities in Ireland, visa process, etc. So everything will be available at our website dbs.ie. I think I missed out one of the important point. The important point is what are the requirements? So for postgraduate programs, we would require undergraduate score of around second class pass division in your undergraduation. Apart from that, we also would require IELTS, PT, or TOEFL. So any of these things would be required. English language test, it is a mandatory requirement. For undergraduation scores, obviously, 10th and 12th, you should have at least first class. So these are the basic requirements. And once you apply, your application will be evaluated, and we would offer you within 5 to 7 working days. If you are eligible, we'll issue an offer. Otherwise, we would come back with the reason for refusal. So these are the this will end my presentation. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Thanks for your patience hearing. Yeah, Lakshmi, you can take over now.
Thank you so much, Mauradi, for the wonderful presentation. And yes, now we are ready with the questions. So
Yeah.
students, again, before we start taking questions, if you want to ask questions, please click on the raise hand tab. I will unmute you and you can ask questions directly to Mauradi. And in case you want to ask questions in the question section, please type a question there. I will read out those questions for you. So the first student I'm going to unmute is Dhruv Arya. Dhruv, please unmute yourself and ask your question. Oh, I think there is some problem at his end. I see him offline. No problem. I'll move to next student. I'm going to unmute Rishika Nehra. Rishika, please unmute yourself and ask your question.
Hi, good evening, sir.
Hi, Rishita. Good evening. Please go ahead.
Okay, so actually, you talked about the scholarships and postgraduate program. So I wanted to ask, what are the eligible candidates, like a base eligibility, uh, for which you will be eligible for the scholarship?
Yeah. See, generally our scholarship works this way, Rishika. So what we do is whoever is eligible for our program, we generally offer 1,000 euros of scholarship. But however, that comes with a condition. Like, whenever we issue an offer, we'll give you a time frame to accept the offer, like good 30 days. You have to accept the offer within those 30 days by paying at least 500 euros of initial deposit. So if you pay 500 euros of initial deposit, that will secure your scholarship as well as your academic place is confirmed. And again, this 500 euros is adjusted in your course fee. So that's how it works.
So everyone is eligible for those 1,000 euros, not
Basically,
like
yeah,
if you are.
basically it is not a merit-based scholarship. Okay,
Yes,
it
that's
is
what I was
basically,
asking.
yeah.
Okay, sir, thank you.
Thank you.
And like all the other things you talked about. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rishika, for your question. Moving to next student, I'm going to unmute Sukriti Gupta. Sukriti, please unmute yourself and ask your question.
Hi, sir. I'm Sukriti.
Yes,
So
please.
I have two, three queries regarding this.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah. So my first question is, will the classes be on campus
See, for September
or
2021 intake
online?
itself, yeah, for
Jan
September 20,
2022.
yeah. So for September 2021 itself, we are planning to be, majority of the classes to be on campus. Okay, since 80% of the
Mm-hmm.
country, Ireland, is already vaccinated, and whoever is coming from outside, the students, especially, we are asking for vaccination. So this should help, for us to move with more percentage of on-campus programs for January intake. So you can consider it as an on-campus program.
Okay. And yeah, secondly, will college or some committees are there in college, right? So will they help us to find a part-time job?
Yeah, our student services team generally will post like whenever there is a opportunity. Apart from that, once you are there in the college, once you are good 2 to 3 weeks into the Dublin, you will find a lot of contacts, resources where you should be able to find a job. Generally, as I said, good 6 to 8 weeks you should be able to find a job.
Okay. Yeah. And can we change MBA stream after joining there?
So generally, we do not entertain changing of courses, okay? But you will be given
Yeah.
an option, to change if required as an exception. We can allow.
Okay. Yeah, and about scholarship, I was having a doubt because I heard from some people that minimum is 2,000 euros, but DBS is offering only 1,000.
No, so with the DBS, 1,000 euros is the maximum scholarship which we give.
Yeah, but I heard that in overall in Ireland it is 2,000 minimum.
No, so with the DBS, it is only 1,000 euros. If you must have heard about other institutions, but not DBS.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so
Because
much,
if you
sir.
look at the course fees, that itself be on the lower side. So the institutions which offer 2,000 euros of scholarship, their course will be fee will be on higher side.
Okay. Yeah, I was talking about NCI and a few other colleges.
No, that's what I'm saying. No,
So.
so if you look at the overall course fees, our course fees is 12,500
Mhm.
euros for an MBA program. With 1,000 euros of scholarship, it would be 11,500 euros. If you probably look at other institutions, so it would be more than the course fee would be more than 12,500 euros. So effectively, it will come down to the same point.
Okay. Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks.
Thank you, Sukriti, for your question. Moving to next student, I am going to unmute Dhruv Arya. Dhruv, please unmute yourself and ask your question. Dhruv, please unmute yourself and ask your question. Okay, I'll move to next student. The next student I'm going to unmute is Ayush Karche. Ayush, please unmute yourself and ask your question.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, hi. Hello,
Hello, sir.
Ayush. Please go ahead. Yeah.
I would love to ask, sir, is there good environment for pharmacy student in Ireland?
Yeah, pharma is one of the very, what do you say, very much on demand program at Ireland. So yeah, there are good number of opportunities for pharmacists.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, Ayush, for your question. Moving to next student, I'm going to unmute Gautam Raj. Gautam, please unmute yourself and ask your question. Gautam, please unmute
Hello.
yourself and ask your question.
Yes, sir. Good evening. Hello.
Yeah.
Sir, is this program applicable for only undergraduate after passing out? Means is it working? How is the scope for the working professionals? Means
So
I'm already
you're asking me, without
uh,
undergraduation, will you be eligible for this program? Is it?
no. Actually, I'm a working professional.
Okay.
3 years of experience in pharmaceutical. What is
Mhm.
the scope with the experienced candidates? With
So generally,
while going to
experienced
the
candidates will
pharmaceutical.
have, yeah, experienced students will have advantage over freshers. Okay. The opportunities for experience obviously will be little higher when you compare it with freshers. Yeah.
Okay. How DBS will give priority for this? Means like in
So
case of
see,
any
at the time
ongoing
of
campus.
well, at the time of admission, obviously work experienced students will have slight advantage, even with the evaluation process.
Is this applicable for 1 year MSc for pharmacy students? Pharmacy,
No, we
PG,
do not
post
have any
graduate.
courses in pharmacy.
Okay. Yeah, thank you so much.
You can look at our business related program.
Yeah, okay, sure. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Gautam, for your question. Moving to next student, I'm going to unmute Mohammed Azam Khan. Azam, please unmute yourself and ask your question.
Hello, sir.
Yeah,
Sir,
Azam,
my
please.
question is this: that can is it will be difficult for me to get the study requirements? Sir, actually, I have a honors degree in BCom. So, will it be difficult or easy for me to get admission in DBS?
How much is your score?
Sir, 55 aggregate.
Yeah, 55 aggregate. You will have to see. It will be it cannot be a straight through application. Okay. But
Okay.
go ahead and
Okay.
apply.
And
We'll
sir,
review and get back to you.
yes, sir. And sir, second thing is I have been working for 3 years in my own business, small enterprise. So
Mhm.
will that work for me? 3 year
Yeah.
experience, will it add?
Yeah. So that will
Something
help.
good?
Probably, if you have a documentary proof that you are working what works, so that might help in the application process.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Azam. Moving to next student, I'm going to unmute Kailash V. Kailash, please unmute yourself and ask your question. Kailash, please unmute yourself and ask your question. Okay, I'll move to the next student. The next student I'm going to unmute is Rakesh K. Rakesh, please unmute yourself and ask your question.
Very good afternoon, sir. This is from Rakesh from Visakhapatnam.
Yes,
Sir, very
Rakesh. Good
nice
afternoon.
presentation. Sir, I have a small doubt that I am
Yes.
working in a college as an assistant professor from last 15 years. I mean, 13 years
Okay.
of experience. I am
Mhm.
coming there to do my course called Business Analytics, and
Okay.
I am into teaching last 13 years.
Mhm.
So, if is there any opportunity for me, like after completion of the course, Business Analytics, can I get into teaching like assistant professor, associate professor over there?
See, you will get the opportunities, but how far that will be good for your visa, that you may have to look at. Yeah, there will be opportunities in the teaching area, but whether that will fall under a critical skill role or not is a question mark. So you can look at once you are there, then you will understand it.
So what could be the critical, like what kind of job would be suggestible from your side for me, like after completion of 13 years and 14 years in teaching, having good papers, presentations, and publications, what kind of job you could suggest
You
me
can get
after
into
doing my
research. You
program?
can get into research. No, research will fall under critical skills.
Okay, okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Rakesh. Moving to next student, I'm going to unmute Rahul Gujjar. Rahul, please unmute yourself and ask your question. Rahul, please unmute yourself and ask your question.
So am I audible? Hello.
Yes,
Yes.
Rahul.
Okay, so good afternoon. I am Rahul, and sir, I have completed my graduation in BA Mathematics and with English and Political Science, and I want to pursue business analytics at DBS. So, but sir, my percentage are very low, 49.66. So, will I be able to admit at DBS?
What is your certificate say? What is the past division? Second
So,
class or third
49.6.
class?
So, second division.
Second division. So second division with 49.6, we may look at it. Otherwise, we can offer you one of the higher diploma programs which we have. That would be
Okay.
a 1-year program. But the only constraint there would be this program will give you only 1 year of stay back option.
Okay. So after completing that program, could I pursue
You
that
can,
master degree?
yes. So after completing for that program, and if you score more than 50% there, more than like second class, then you will be eligible for a master's program. You can directly do it. And if you do
And I have
master's program, then you would be eligible for 2 years of stay back option.
okay, sir. So and
So
sir,
in
I have
total,
given
that would
peers.
be 4 years. Yeah.
Sir, sorry, sir.
In total, that would be 4 years. So 1 year of diploma program, 1 year of masters, and 2 years of stay back option.
Yes, sir. Sir, and I have given Pearson test of English. In that, I have scored over 68 overall. So would be it would be helpful or not?
Yeah, it would be helpful. So if your academics are not that encouraging, so good English score may give a good impression about your academics.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Rahul. Moving to next student, I'm going to unmute Bhavya Gupta. Bhavya, please unmute yourself and ask your question.
Hi, sir.
Hi, Ovia, please go ahead.
Sir, actually, I have a few of the questions, and my first question is, would there be any application fee for applying to DBS?
No, there is no application fees. You can apply to us.
Okay. And I am a working professional. I'm working as a team lead in finance, and I have experience of around 7 years. And I have a very a good score in schooling and everything. Like I was a school topper and all, but my graduation score is 59%. So my score in graduation is 59%, and also I have done my CA till the intermediate level. And so, are there good chances for getting selected, or like,
Yeah, I think you should get admission.
okay? And so, if I may just ask, what is the average salary that we can expect after completing our masters in finance and everything?
So average, I will not be able to comment, but generally the minimum base salary would be around 32,000 euros per annum. So it depends on the experience, the skills which you possess. It goes on from there.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Bhavya. Moving to next student, I am going to unmute Harsh Singh. Harsh, please unmute yourself and ask your question. Harsh, please unmute
Hello.
yourself. Yes.
Hello. Good evening, sir and ma'am. I have a question yeah, ma'am, sir, I have a question that I'm interested in a master's in engineering management or management information system. If your college or university offer that.
So we do not have any program called engineering management. Okay, we have program which is MBA in project management. Otherwise, the
Okay.
information systems with computing we have.
Okay. Yes, sir. Like I'm also interested for the is there any course which have both the modules and the courses? I'm interested for I'm from a computer science background, so I'm interested in management also. So I just don't want to leave my technical things, and I just wanted to go for some course like which have bought the things from
You can
like
look at
from
business analytics.
a business analytic. Yeah, maybe that.
Pardon? Yeah,
Yeah,
you can look
yes,
at
sir.
MSc Business Analytics. So that will have both sides of the thing, like business as well as technology.
Okay. And sir, what is like? I have a scored 6.69 CGPA out of 10 in my like BTech CSE, and it's around a 64% if you convert it into percentage. So I am like wanted to know if I'm eligible for any scholarship, and I also wanted to mention one thing is I am appeared for the Duolingo English test, and I have overall score of 120 out of 160.
Yeah, so you will get 1,000 euros of scholarship, as I said earlier.
Okay. And sir, is there any kind of like a teacher assistantship or a research assistantship available for graduate students?
See, generally those options would be available, but I'm not sure if you will be able to get one of those. Those are opportunities are available, but those would be limited in number.
Okay. And sir, last question is that like, is there any starting like, is there any Jan intake for MS or business analytics?
Yeah, we do have it in January, April, as well as in September.
Okay. And sir, what about the fee structure of business analytics?
13,500 euros is the course fees. With 1,000 euros of scholarship, it would be 12,500 euros.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Thank
you,
you
sir.
so much, Harsh. Thank you,
Thank you.
Harsh. Moving to next student, I'm going to unmute Obianuju. Please unmute yourself and ask your question.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah. Good afternoon.
Okay, my name is Obianuju. My question
Yeah.
is this. I want to know when is the application opening and what are the requirements for foreign students?
Which intake you are looking at, and which country you are from?
I'm from Nigeria.
Okay.
A pharmacy.
Which intake you are looking at?
Sorry?
When you wish to join us, either in January or September 22.
January.
January. So the applications are already open. You have to apply as soon as possible. And the applications are on a first come first serve basis. So it's better you apply as soon as possible.
Okay, sir. So I want to know what are the requirements?
Requirements would be, we would require your undergraduate documents. Okay, we would require at least second class honors in your undergraduate undergraduation. So yeah, and apart from that, we would also require English language score. It can be either IELTS academic, PTE, or TOEFL. So any of these things are required.
Okay, that means you have to write IELTS.
Pardon?
Do you need to write IELTS?
Yeah, you have to write IELTS, but without IELTS as well, you can apply and you will get a conditional offer. Once you get a conditional offer, then you can write and submit your IELTS course. That will give you an unconditional offer, which is called confirmed letter of offer.
Okay, so we can apply and start writing
Yeah, you
the
can
IELTS.
apply without English language score, but you need to submit at a later stage.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Obianuju. Moving to next student, I'm going to unmute Tomojit Guria. Tomojit, please unmute yourself and ask your question.
Yeah, hi. Hi, good evening, Marty. So, actually, I am a working professional, more than 15 years of experience in IT. I'm working as an analytic architect. So, what I want to know is like, I have like spent a lot of time outside the country. I have been to US, Canada, like in many parts of Europe. So why is IELTS score so important? Because I have been to many English-speaking country and I have stayed there for maybe like 7-8 years. So why is it so important?
See, first thing that is English speaking. Since Ireland is an English speaking country, and we want students who are coming to be reasonably efficient in English, so that they should not face any problem while staying there in Ireland. And second thing is that is a requirement for visa application as well. The government feels that a student who is coming in should have sufficient efficiency in English. So how will I prove that you have sufficient English? It doesn't prove it on paper.
No,
Okay, so that is
why
the reason.
why I'm asking is like I have spent so many years in English speaking
No,
countries,
so
right?
those things
Almost 7 years.
yeah, those things cannot be validated on your paper. So
Okay.
if you hold a passport from a English speaking country or a citizen
Yes,
of a European Union country, then you are
I
exempted from IELTS.
I
Or
do have a passport from I have my passport issued from US. So will that
US. So
work? I
if you
mean,
are US, yeah, if you are passport holder from a US, then probably you will be exempted.
no, I'm not a US citizen, but my passport is issued from US.
No, no. So which passport you hold? You hold a US passport?
No, I am not a US citizen, so I do not hold I hold an Indian passport only.
Indian
But
passport holders are not exempted. Yeah, you have to submit your scores.
this is okay. I mean, I understand, but this I do not get the logic. Why do you need it? Okay, the second question that I have is
No, so
I
the
passed.
logic, see, there is no logic as such. The logic is simple. Like, I have to establish as an institution and as a Ireland government, I have to establish that whether you are proficient enough in English or not. So your travel to US or your travel to Europe will not prove that you're efficient in English. Okay. The only thing which will prove is, giving a IELTS score, giving any English language test, which is accepted by government. That's the logic.
Okay, fine. The second question that I have is I passed out from NIT Surat like long time back, almost 15, 16 years back. And that
Okay.
time there was no CGPA. Okay, but I passed with first class distinction with more than like close to 70%. With first class distinction, and I was like one of the toppers that time. So is it like the percentage is good enough, or do you need a CGPA score as well?
No, no, that's good enough.
That is good enough. Okay. The other question that I want to know is, since I am having a lot of experience in my area, I'm already into like data analytics. I'm like playing, but I want to why I want to pursue a course is because I want to enhance my knowledge in artificial intelligence and data science, those areas. Okay, so I'm just thinking about it. So if I go there, what is the probability that I can get a job even while working? I mean, into my area. Is
See,
are part-time jobs available for like senior architects or senior developers like us?
yeah, there are plenty of part-time opportunities in the IT space. Okay, I will not be able to exactly comment on senior developers or architects, but in the information technology space, there are a lot of students with experience, especially like good 5-6 years of experience in IT area. They are able to get a job, a part-time job in this area and earn good amount of money.
Okay, so you can apply for those jobs even like before reaching Ireland, or you have to reach there and then only you can apply for them?
No, you have to be in
Okay.
Dublin to be able to apply for all these jobs.
Okay. Okay. Thanks for sharing your experience. Nice talking to you.
Thanks. Yeah, thanks.
Thank you so much, Tomojit, for your questions. Moving to next student, I'm going to unmute Sathesh Kumar. Sathesh, please unmute yourself and ask your question. Sathesh Kumar, please unmute yourself and ask your question.
Yeah. Actually, yeah. Very good morning. Very good afternoon, sir. I'm from Chennai.
Yes, please go ahead.
So just now I've joined. I couldn't join it because of my some work, and so that's why I joined now. So my first question will be, actually I'm having some 8 years of gap in academic. That is, I have graduated from in 2013. I'm having some around 6 years of experience in mechanical domain. So will it be possible to apply for this master post graduations in MS or ME like that?
See, you can apply, but as long as you do not have any gap in terms of your education or employment. Okay. So if you are continuously working after your graduation, then there should not be any problem.
Mm. So, our academic gaps should be mentioned in such a way that there won't be any gaps.
No, so you should explain like what you have done in those years.
So basically, I'm having experience in this rolling stocks, that is railways. In railways, we'll be calling it as rolling stocks fabrication departments and quality assurance. I've been there and for leading this quality assurance department. So currently, I wanted to pursue my masters in Ireland. If you have any options to choose the courses in MS, what would be more specific and related to me? Do you have any idea about it?
No, we do not have anything related to your background probably, but we have programs in business or management like MBA or MSc in management practice, etc. So visit our website dbs.ie. You will find the list of courses there. You can choose from one of them, but nothing related to your mechanical stream or something to do with your manufacturing things.
So currently you are processing for two institutions, right?
Pardon?
So currently you are into partnering with two institutions or any other thing?
No, I am from Dublin Business School.
Oh, so only you are representing Dublin, right?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Thank you, sir. I'll be checking and I'll be reverting you back.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Satish. Moving to next student, I'm going to unmute Zubair Prande. Zubair, please unmute yourself and ask your question.
Hi, sir.
Yeah, hi, Zubair, please go ahead.
Yeah, so I have completed my diploma in 2014 in electronics and telecommunication. After that, I have started working as a sales and marketing executive till 2017. And after 2017, I started working as a freelance digital marketer. And then in 2019, I started my BBA bachelor's degree. So will I be eligible for the master's?
You should prove, like, freelancing you told, or if you are able to prove that on a document, then that should be fine.
Yeah, I do have all my papers.
If you can prove that, you're working, then that's fine.
Okay, so I have a 2-3 more questions. Shall I go ahead with it?
Yes, please.
Yeah. So first one is what is the scope of digital marketing island? And one of the main concern for international student is getting a job. So does the DBS help student to get a job after graduation?
See, why most of the international students travel to Ireland is, for the career opportunities it has to offer. Especially if you're looking at digital marketing areas, there are a lot of digital marketing companies like, Facebook, Google, etc. So all these have their European headquarters in Ireland. So that brings a lot of opportunities. So the other question I missed out, I'm sorry.
Does DBS help students to get job
Okay.
after
So we
completing
have a
graduation?
career services team. We have a career services team. So what our career services team does is, like, to start with, they'll help in writing a CV, one-on-one counseling sessions, and apart from that, they'll also identify like what kind of jobs you should be able to apply. We also conduct workshops at the beginning of the year to make sure students understands what kind of skills the organizations are looking at. And at the end of the year, we conduct 2 career fairs. We have around 50 plus companies recruiting from us. So overall, if you look at 95-96% of our students find employment within 3 to 6 months of course completion. So all this will show that you have got good number of opportunities in Ireland.
Okay. So one of my friend is actually a student of DBS, and he experienced one thing, which he shared with me. That he said that if you study from higher ranked university, you will be given a first preference when you go out for a job. Is that true?
That's not true, because the organizations don't look at your the university or education institute, the university, the employer only looks at what kind of skills you possess. Okay, so if you have got good number of decent skills, which for that applied job, then obviously even if you are studying from DBS or if you're studying from any of the top universities in Ireland, it is the same case. In fact, DBS also actually brings an advantage because we supply a lot of students to the industry, and in few of the companies, DBS students get a priority over other institutions because of their the connect which we have with industry.
Okay. So one more question is Duolingo English test accepted in Ireland for the intake of September 2022?
September 22, at this point of time, we will not be able to comment. At this point of time, I should say it is not accepted. We are only accepting it for January now.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Zubair, for your question. I'll take next live question, which is from Rishika Nehra. Rishika, please unmute yourself and ask your question.
Okay, so hi again, sir. Actually, I wanted to ask, like, does Ireland as a country, like, do they have, is there walk-in interviews also available, or should I just like sit for the placements? Like, walk-in interviews
No,
are
there would
available.
be yeah, walking in, and most of the students, especially experienced students, they find a job through references and networking. So there will be walk-in interviews.
Okay, sir. So
There will be
actually,
fairs
my
happening, the common fairs happening. Everything will
hmm,
be there.
okay. So actually, my program, like the bachelor's I did, was also work integrated, meaning like the practical knowledge I gained was through working. So I also have working experience. So like, oh, will that be considered? Because it was along with my studies. I do have all the certificates and all the offer letters and all the appreciation letters with me.
See,
So will that be considered?
ultimately the certificates will not solve you the purpose.
No, no,
The purpose is like
appreciation
how do
letter
you
and
know?
offer letters with companies.
No, ideally it works like this. No, you have to explain what you have done in your CV. So if your CV is good enough and the employer understands what you have done, where you have done, etc. on your CV, that's more than enough. That will help
Okay.
you in yeah, that will help you in
Okay.
getting a good job.
Okay. Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rishika. Uh, the next one I'm going to unmute is Kailash V. Kailash, please unmute yourself and ask your question. Kailash, please unmute yourself and ask your question. Okay, I think there's some internet connectivity issue at his end. Mardi, we have another 5 minutes. Can we take few questions from the chat, from the question section?
Yes, yes, please. Yeah.
Yeah. So this question is from Dhruv Arya. The student is asking that I want to know, is GMAT mandatory for MBA or any work experience required? And what is the average salary of an MBA graduate from DBS?
See, GMAT is not a mandatory requirement. We accept freshers also into this program. And the other question, the salary part, average, I'll not be able to comment, but the base salary would be 32,000 euros per annum.
Okay. So he is further asking that on the website, I read that only honors degree students do not require to submit GMAT score, but I am not an honors student, so do I need to submit GMAT score?
So Indian 3-year degree is considered to be a honors degree. Until and unless if the degree itself mentions that it is a BCom ordinary degree or it is a pass degree, then it is not considered as a honors degree. Otherwise, if it is like normal BTech, BSc, BCom without any thing in the bracket, it is considered as honors.
Okay. Fine. Moving to next question. This is from Amit Yadav, and the student asked that, is PhD available at DBS?
No, PhD courses are not available with us.
Okay. So there are common questions from students asking for the application for spring 2022, which is the February intake, February-March intake.
Yeah, we are open.
So,
We are almost like, we have come to closure of the application. So you need to apply as soon as possible for January 2022 intake. It is starting from 24th of January, and the April intake is starting from 25th of April. So both the intakes you can apply.
okay. Moving to next common question. This is regarding the eligibility criteria for MBA program. So
As I
students,
said, no,
yeah.
any stream is fine in undergraduation. However, student should have at least second class pass division in his undergraduation, and without any gap in education or employment, or without any extra year. Apart from that, we would also require English language score, like I said, IELTS academic, PTE, TOEFL, any of these things is fine.
I'm taking the next question, which is from Kailash, and student has asked, will there be any issue in MS admission if I have backlogs in UG? As I'm currently doing ME in India and considering a second master's in DBS, will my ME be any useful to cover up my UG backlogs?
So since he is already doing a master's, so UG backlogs may not matter that much. If he has good grades in his current master's, then it should fetch him his admission.
Okay, so I'll take the last question, which is again a common questions from students regarding the cost of living and the environment in Dublin when students are, the campus life or the environment nearby, safety and security basically.
See, the living expenses for 1 year in Ireland is around 10,000 to 12,000 euros. That's an average. Okay, some students end up spending less than that. Some students spend more than that. But on an average, you can consider as 10,000 to 12,000 euros. Living, culture, etc. It is one of the most beautiful countries in the world. Very small country, however, the culture is very rich, and it is very safe, and it is a peaceful country. So yeah.
Okay, great. So with this, we have come to the end of the session, and I would like to thank Maradi for giving this wonderful presentation to the students and answering a lot of questions from them. So I hope that these answers from Maradi must have helped you in your decision in applying to DBS. So also want to thank students for joining us today and asking your questions. As you can see, the contact details of the DBS representatives there. So if you have questions, you can write down. You can ask your questions directly to that to those email addresses. Otherwise, students, you will be also contacted by the Shiksha counseling team, who will help you with your queries and whatever questions you have regarding admissions, scholarships, expenses, application, you can ask them and they will be able to help you. And in case in future, if you want to get in touch with the with DBS rep, please let them know. They will be able to connect you with them. So thank you everyone for joining in, and thank you so much, Maradi, again for doing this presentation. And I hope that student must have gained the information what they were requiring, they were looking for. So thank you everyone for joining, and
thanks Lakshmi. Yes.
Yeah, and have a great evening. Bye everyone, and take care.